I see a lot of people asking, how do I get into project management? It's a great question to ask, but it's a bit more in depth than read a book or take a course. Getting into project management or anything really starts with, why do you want to do it? Why are you picking project management as a thing you want to go learn? Understanding the reason behind this is really important because it's your motivation. It's going to be what helps drive you to learn project management, to go find that job, and then to do project management. So while the reason doesn't particularly matter, you need to do some work to figure out why project management interests you. Is it because you like working with new technology? Is it because you think it's a good career path that will be stable? And then thinking a bit deeper, are there particular things about project management that interest you? Do you really like construction? Do you really like software? Do you really like working with people? Again, there aren't really wrong answers to this question, but taking time to understand this why behind your desire to become a project manager is really important. For example, if you want to get into project management to build skyscrapers, this will help inform what types of jobs you look for, or what kind of training or mentorship you need to go build giant skyscrapers. Similarly, if you want to help deploy new software tools and cutting edge technology, that will inform what type of project management training you should get and what kind of companies you should look for. So before you go any further in your project management journey, make sure you understand why you want to do it. So now that you've determined why you want to be a project manager, you're going to need to figure out some skills to help you get there. In my own experience, I learned this by doing. I was able to join a project team very early in my career, and I learned project management by watching the project managers and asking questions and volunteering. In my own experience, this resulted in a skill set that was a little bit uneven. I learned a lot of a few things, but I certainly didn't get a broad experience or broad exposure to all of project management. So if you've had some experience in project management, you're going to want to think through which parts you understand. Are you really good at resource management, but maybe you don't know anything about communication plans? Are you a really good stakeholder manager? You can know how all those relationships work, but you don't know how to write a project plan. Identifying what you already know will help you amplify those skills and also help you fill in any gaps you have. So take some time to step back and figure out what you already know about project management. This might require you to go learn what project management is. Again, in my case, I didn't understand the full skill set, so I wasn't even aware of what I was missing. But after I had done that, read some articles, read some books, looked at some YouTube videos, I was able to determine what I needed to go learn to become a better project manager. Once you've determined what you would like to learn or what skills you need, you'll have to go get them. There's a number of different ways to do this. There are plenty of paid online training classes that are very good. I've got some myself on Udemy. There's instructing.com. There's the rest of the Udemy platform. There's a lot of places you can get project management skills for pretty cheap, honestly. Another way is through a college or university. Many offer a certificate or even degrees in project management. In my own experience, I used a community college to round out my skill set initially, and then found myself learning project management in a master's degree. So it depends on how deep you want to go, but a community college can be a great way to do that. Now, there are also free ways to get this training online. There's many YouTube videos, some on my channel, that will help you learn the basics, or even more in-depth skills. So taking just a few minutes to search around will help you find information that will round out your skill set. Some folks also do really well with books. I've been very successful in this way. I jumped onto Amazon, found a highly rated project management textbook. It was pretty thick, but I bought it and then I studied it. I sat down and read every chapter. I took a lot of notes. I made flashcards, and I just went through it over and over and over to learn what was in there. So this can be a relatively cheap way to pick up those skills, and it will give you a very broad academic understanding of project management. Many times you could also find relevant books in a library or, again, online, so you don't necessarily have to shell out any cash. That covers the conceptual skills. To get hands-on experience, look around in your personal life. You have probably done a project at home or with friends or at school, and maybe you didn't even know it was a project. A classic example is planning a vacation. You have to think through how you'll get budget, how you'll save money for it, who will have to be involved, who will have to agree on which flight to take or which resort to go to. You're going to have to pack and plan everything. So you are likely doing project work now that you can think back to that will help inform your skills. I mentioned doing projects in school. You've probably been part of a group that had to accomplish something in university or grade school or primary school. This is also project management experience. You had to navigate those relationships to make sure something was done. At your work, you likely also have projects going on that you might not even be aware of. So asking around and asking your team or your manager or other people you work with, hey, what projects are there and can I talk to people about them or observe them, is a great way to learn project management. Your work may also offer some kind of mentorship or training program that will give you hands-on experience at your job to help improve your skills. So that is a wonderful way to build the skill set. So once you've figured out what skills you need to go build and found ways to get them, you'll want to look at applying project management. This doesn't mean you have to go be a project manager for a multi-year, very big budget project. You can pick very small things. Again, something around the house. I put gutters on my home recently, and that was a pretty big project for me. I had to learn how to install gutters. I had to go buy the materials I needed. I had to get resources and a team, my friends, to help me install the gutters. And then I had to test them and perform quality control. All these things about project management that, thinking back, is a project management skill. So what projects do you have around the house that you can practice your skills on? And the same applies to your job. Are there small things around your office you could go fix and apply your project management skills? Again, it doesn't have to be big. It could be reorganizing a wiki or improving how notes are taken or any number of things. Sometimes these can be done by talking to your manager and asking, hey, what do you have on your plate that I can take off of it and so I can practice my skills? Another great way at work is to go and volunteer to help with a project. Again, you don't have to run it. You could be part of the project team, or you could help coordinate or take meeting notes. Anything to help get you around a project manager and around a project, just so you can see what it's like. This will help validate your why. Why do you want to be a project manager? And also give you an idea of what it's like. Another great way is just to talk to other people. Jump on something like LinkedIn or Facebook and find a project manager group and just start engaging with them. Ask them what it's like to be a project manager. Ask them how they got into project management, because there are many, many different ways. The more people you talk to, the better idea you will get about project management. And again, this will help inform your own why and will also help expose you to other ways of doing it. And the more exposure you can get, the more skills and ideas and contacts, the stronger your project management skills will become. Now, it's possible during all of this, you might realize, hey, project management is interesting, but it's not for me. And that's a great thing to know. Many times we jump into a skill and then we kind of realize, I don't want to do this. And it can be hard to let go of that. But that's an important step as well. You may decide, this is pretty neat, but I'm not going to do it. You could also decide, hey, this is pretty neat and I want to learn more. A great way to do that is through some kind of certification. There are many free ones online. Google has a great project management certification. And there's also some paid ones like the Project Management Institute that you'll frequently see required on a job application. These are great ways to build your conceptual knowledge and also to kind of prove to others that you know a bit about project management. So if you really want to get into it, that's a great way to prove your skills. Now, if you're looking for entry-level jobs into project management, there's a couple of titles or things you should look for. Things like project coordinator is a very common entry-level project management job. These roles tend to be assisting or helping a project manager, doing things like scheduling, writing up notes, tracking things down, and is a great way to start applying skills without being responsible for a giant project. Project analyst is another similar title. Junior project manager is one. The titles can all vary, but taking a moment to read the job description and see how many years of experience or certification or training they require is a great way to get an idea of, is this an entry-level job or something that requires some experience? So there you go. Just some thoughts on how to get into project management. Keep track of your why, figure out the skills you need to improve, and then go see how you can apply them. I hope you found this useful. Please drop your comments and questions below. Like and subscribe, and I'm looking forward to seeing you around here again soon.